Hey, what's going on? It's Joe Bermudez for Dirty Water News, hanging out with the EC Twins. How are you guys?
Good, we're really good. I had a disco nap, so
I didn't. And then I watched the Food Network. And actually there was a pizza joint in Boston, but it was East Boston, that really pumped my nads. So there you go.
How so did it pump your nads?
Actually, they had the mayor of Boston on it, and he took him for a tour in the guy who hosts Diners, Driving and Dining.
you don't want to go there. You want
I just noticed that mayor of Boston looks like he doesn't have any eyes, because he seems to be so fat that his fat's creeping up on his face. But he was a Democrat, so I'm down. Sorry, Republicans. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, the first question I have for you guys, I mean, the twin part of your name is fairly obvious, but what does the EC stand for?
You don't know what that stands for?
No, I don't. I looked online and I couldn't find anything.
Thank God, thank God. Okay, well, I'm going to be really brief about this. We used to own a nightclub called Eye Candy. When we came to America, people Googled us as the Blackham Twins, which is our last name, and they couldn't find anything about us DJing. We weren't actually primarily DJs, we were nightclub owners, and I said, okay, DJ the words, the club Eye Candy and Twins to contextualise ourselves. Then they could see us in Ibiza, in Poland, in
whatever. They started to call us the Eye Candy Twins, which after a while started to get a bit embarrassing. I think people expected a couple of blondes with big tits to show up. And I do have big tits occasionally, but that's just when I've been on a ship eating a buffet or in Vegas.
Yeah, like we'd be DJing and a girl would come up while I'm DJing in the middle of mixing and she goes, "Are you the East Eye Candy Twins?" And I'm like, well, I guess that's what they call us. And she went, "You're not even cute."
Well, let's talk about the new single, Set the World on Fire. How did that come together?
I'm glad you reminded us about that because we always forget to talk about it like idiots. How did that come together? Well, we DJed this thing called the Groove Cruise.
Yeah, I heard about that. Some girl raped you there.
It was rape. It was rape. She used a lot of Viagra and some.
She was a 4 foot tall Asian and she managed to hold a 6'2" British guy down, so
Yeah.
you know.
That happened. Yeah, they came to us and they asked us to.
Well,
produce-
actually, I approached them with a song called Summer Nights and said, would they like it as an anthem? And they were managing, well, the talent book was managing a guy called Calendar and said, I'd prefer that you worked with one of our guys and started a new track, you know, because we was going to do it with him. So we said, sure. And we worked on it through Christmas time when we was just ridiculously busy, and we wrote a really melodic, moody song and a melodic and quite dark vocal, and they wanted something more happy because it's the Groove Cruise. And so after a few rewrites, we finally got it right for the Groove Cruise in Miami.
And how did you guys not get arrested for being naked on
Well,
the
that was
EC?
the thing. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, first of all, we're not actors, and every time we attempt to act, everybody would comment on how awful we truly were.
Well, I mean, I think if you see the video, it's primarily two twin girls, and that was the video. It was two twin girls. Once we'd shot the video, our management came with an interesting thing and said, listen, you guys aren't in the video, and if anybody watches this video, they're going to think those two twin girls are the EC twins, so we need to put you in there. So I literally had to write that scene where we're naked on the side of the PCH, had to write us into the script.
High traffic area.
Yeah, and there's people honking at us and shouting at us, cursing us out, and if you watch the opening scene, my eyes are wide open. That is genuine fear.
Also had it in hats. Is that why you don't have the EC twin hats on? You kind of
Yeah, I mean, I just
staying the ones in the video.
I just think that was just branding. We were just like, how can we?
Ironically, I think that one in the video, I think we wore it for a show that night and somebody stole it off me, and I'm thinking, that's been on my balls all day long. I really apologise for that. But
I mean, I don't know how that girl or guy who got that hat is going to explain the crabs to their significant other, but I don't think they're going to accept it as it's being on
we make jokes, and you know, one time our lawyer called us and said, you guys need to stop making so many jokes in interviews because people are going to believe you. So anything that offends anybody,
we're sorry.
It's a joke.
But seriously, Alistair has crabs.
And on that note, we're going to get Alistair some ointment. We want to thank the EC Twins so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you very much.
Dirty Water News.